007 man, Florian Wirtz. This is the German player that is being criticized all over the football world, and it seems like he just can't get it going at Liverpool. But we're going to analyze deeper into this. Is he really as bad as what people say it is? Yo, what is going on, mates? People, 2099 back here with another video. Today's video, we're going to be talking about, well, what the hell is actually going on with Mr. Florian Wirtz? The, Bayer Leverkusen megastar who was hyped so much prior to his move to Liverpool, and he finally made that big money move to the English side. What happened then? What happened? He if you look at his stats, he has 1 assist to his name, not even in the Premier League, but in the Community Shield. That's all he's got to his name so far. Could be changed after this video or before, I'm not sure when this video is coming out specifically, but as of now, he is, 0-0-7, 0 goals, 0 assists in 7 games, which is a reoccurring meme in the football world. If you guys have, been interacting with any sort of social media, football related, you've probably heard of the 007 meme. For those who don't know what it means, it's, 007 to James Bond, 0 games, 0 assists, 7 games, 007. You get the idea. But in all seriousness, I don't think I've seen a player criticized this much in a very, very long time. And I do understand some of the criticism and some I don't. Because, well, there's been a few similarities with this sort of player and, well, how he's been performing. The one that really comes up to mind is Kai Havertz. I mean, as someone who's watched Kai Havertz, and it's similar, the path that they've gone through, from Leverkusen to the Premier League, in that, well, Havertz wasn't really good in his first season with Chelsea, right? I mean, I don't think he went 0-0-7. I'm pretty sure he scored or assisted in some sort of game. I don't really know. And I mean, if you really do count the Community Shield, then Florian Wirtz technically isn't 0-0-7 because he's technically had that assist. But Premier League games we're talking, and he hasn't done really much. If you watch Liverpool, and it's uninspiring to Liverpool, but in some way it's also not fair to Florian Wirtz, because when I look at a team like Liverpool, right, I mean, a team that at the moment, I think they're second in the Prem, I mean, one of the favorites to win the league anyways, so it's difficult when you got a guy that, starts all your games and technically doesn't provide stats, goals and assists. But in my opinion, if you really look at him play, he does create technically more than that. He has, I believe, like, if you count all competitions, he's got like the most chance created, which is a big stat. He's a central attacking midfielder. His job is to create chances, not to score a million goals. Yes, the assists are not as much as one would like, but he's definitely been underperforming. I agree. I think he's been underwhelming. I agree. And of course, there's the 0-0-7 stat that everyone's going to be looking at. People look at goals and assists way too much nowadays in football, I think. They don't really seem to look at, like, beyond the game itself, beyond those two stats. For a guy, who was scoring a lot of goals and assisting a lot in the Bundesliga, I can understand why people are frustrated with him not doing the same in the Prem. But, guys, we're 2 months in, almost, in the season. And the guy's been criticized as if he's been the worst signing of all time. That has kind of got to stop, man. Very important part as well is a lot of people are talking about the Bundesliga tax and all that. Well, I mean, look at Nick Woltemade for Newcastle. This guy's been on fire recently, right? And even him, he was being criticized in his first few games for not scoring. So I really, really hate this culture of like, oh, this guy hasn't scored in 3 games, he sucks. It's like, that's not how football works, and it shouldn't be like that. So be patient with Florian Wirtz. I'm sure he'll come good. If not, well, then, it is what it is, right? Some players work out at clubs, some don't. That's just how football is. Yeah, that's what I think. And when I come back to Kai Havertz, a guy that wasn't the best, and people would still consider him as not being a good player in the Premier League, which I would disagree. But that aside, you've got ahead and seen a guy who scored at the Champions League final. So, like, who says Florian Wirtz can't do the same? Then are you still going to call him a flop? Then are you still going to call him those names that you called Kai Havertz a few years ago? It's so tough to judge a player after after a few games. We're talking 7 games, technically 10 if you count all the comps. And for sure he's been underperforming, for sure. I don't think there's anyone here who would disagree on that fact, right? It's kind of interesting because seeing Florian Wirtz play, a lot of the chances that he actually ends up creating doesn't end up as a goal. So, not to say that he's been robbed off assists, I don't think that's a fair thing to say either, but you sometimes kind of look like, I mean, have you ever guys looked at an action, right, in a player or 2 players, and you look at the guy who creates the chance, and in your head, you're like, there's genuinely nothing the guy creating could have done better than what he did. But the person who's supposed to score it hasn't. I can think of like the Mo Salah chance. I don't have the image exactly on the screen. I'll try to find it for you guys, but do you know what I mean? And so sometimes, well, it ends up not being a goal. But what if that had gone in? That would have changed everything. People wouldn't call him all flop. People wouldn't say, oh, he doesn't create chances, oh, he doesn't assist, or oh, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. So I think it's important to always judge a player, especially when it's their first season, man. I mean, this guy's been in the Prem for 7 games, and people are acting like this guy's been a Prem veteran for the past 50 years. It's like, people have to learn to be patient with footballers. I think that's something that has been lost over the past few years. People look at the immediate impact rather than sort of kind of waiting. It's a new environment, a new league. The Prem is the toughest league in the world, way different than the Bundesliga. A lot of other Bundesliga players have you know, struggled in the Prem. Kai Havertz notably, Timo Werner. Some did good out of it, some didn't. You know, Michael Ballack, for example, very well at Chelsea. But you've got a lot. But it's very difficult for a player to come in, especially from a complete different environment, and be expected to score 1 million goals. The problem behind that is the price tag. 150 million price tag is not to joke with. It's so difficult to live up to that standard. But for someone like Florian Wirtz, I really do think this guy needs more time. I would give him a season. I genuinely would give him a season. I think it's so tough to judge someone on a few games. I've said this like 5 times already in this video because it's true. I don't understand this culture of looking at a player and if he hasn't done well in a certain amount of time, then he's automatically a shit player. But what do you guys think about Florian Wirtz? Do you guys think he's genuinely a flop? Do you guys think he will continue this bad form, quote unquote, for Liverpool? What do you guys think? Let me know. You know, all my socials will be down in the description for you guys to check out. My Instagram, Twitter, Discord, all that good stuff. Make sure to subscribe. It really helps the channel a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.